out here in Pennellville with a guy that you have probably seen in racing for a long time. This is his car. Mike Watkins is here. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Doug. Glad you came out.
Yeah, glad to be out. So the best line, like I always said from Days of Thunder, was nobody gives up racing. And it looks, Mike, like you have decided not to give it up anymore yourself. What brought you back?
A guy named Ed Garrity in Hillary called me up and asked me if I wanted to get back involved. And they had a little card and it needed some help. And I got involved with Ed, and it's gonna be Garrity and Watkins racing.
All right, 6:30 here on Friday, by the way. So not like waiting until the last minute. You still had 18 hours to go, so you're in good shape, right?
We're in really good shape, but I usually got 5-6 guys here all the time helping work on the cars, so we're very lucky.
What did we do today? What were the things we had to button up?
Well, basically get the body back on it and do some floor work inside, get a couple gauges hooked up. Just the little stuff. I was 95% done, and we just needed a little bit of tinkering on it.
So what is this exactly? You did street stocks and all that stuff back in the 90s. You say this hobby stock is even more sophisticated than that?
Yeah, the hobby stock rules, when I got into looking around there, you can run 180-degree headers, you can run beadlock rims, you can have a brake bias in there.
Wow.
It's just amazing on some of the stuff. I don't know, the street stocks, we didn't have a lot of the stuff that these guys are allowed to run, but...
There's the beadlocks.
Yep, beadlocks, we weren't allowed them, but they allow it, you might as well give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. And who's this guy here on the side? I guess I thought that would be you, but this is the car owner.
That is the car owner, Ed Garrity. I put that on there, and my girl, she cut a picture out we had of him, and we sent it to him. He loved it, and Hillary was laughing, and
nice.
They're probably still laughing.
All right, let's take a look at the inside here. I'll make it a little brighter so you can see. Tell me, that's actually a 3-speed, huh?
A 3-speed standard, yep, with a Ford rear end in it.
How do we shift it? What do we do?
The closest to my leg will be first and reverse, and then you have second and third on the other rod.
So we pull it back for first or back for reverse?
We're going to pull it back for first, reverse will be forward.
And then just put it in neutral and then engage it into second? Or you probably might even skip
correct.
Second and go right to third.
Yeah, we're going to play around, we're not positive where we're at. This is all kind of new to me.
Sure.
I'm old.
Yeah, he is older than me, by the way, one of the few people that is. So obviously we wanted to get this ready. Oh, and this is not done technically here in the back.
No, we have a cover we're going to put over all that. So we got to make it look nice with the taillights and stuff. But for tomorrow's practice, that's how it's going.
And by the way, they did move the time up at Fulton for the practice because there is rain, 100% by the way in the forecast, which is rare that you actually get that. So the pit gates are going to open at 12 and they're going to hit the track at 1. What do you anticipate here? What do you think this thing's going to handle like? Any idea?
Well, I brought in some old school guys, Bill Burton, to help me scale the car up.
Be back.
So he'll be with me tomorrow also. So I think we should be pretty close, if anything.
And one thing I was surprised to see in there, and you built this part here, this ignition system and everything in the center, you built that yourself?
I had a guy over at Allfab, Corey, he's great, he'll fabricate anything you want. We did some measurements and he did all that for us.
And the red knob at the top, that's the brake bias?
That's correct.
Wow.
We mounted all the switches in the bias and everything on it, he just built me the box.
And down here, I could see we needed a little extra boost for our feet, huh?
Yeah, some reason my legs are a little short.
I don't know what happened there. Most people, their legs don't get shorter. The leg size will go shorter because there's something pushing it down, obviously. But so this is pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, about what would it take financially for somebody to build something like this? And of course, obviously, you have a lot of good people around you, so you don't need to buy a lot of stuff. What's the high? What's the low you think on a hobby stock, if you had to guess?
I mean, a guy should be able to build something like that for 10 grand, but it's a lot of labor involved if you do everything yourself, Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got a pretty good little motor. Hopefully, it'll be able to keep up with everybody. But
what is the motor, if you don't mind me asking?
It's just a Chevrolet 350.
Mm-hmm. 30 over, something like that, a 355 maybe?
Yep. How'd you know?
I just took a guess.
Oh, yeah.
I figured it wasn't a 358.
Yeah.
Because that would be going a little far.
Well,
so.
I'm not positive on the rule, but no, it's a little 30 over motor, and we'll see what happens. If it's not enough, we'll work on that once we get going. Like I say, it's just very fortunate that Ed gave me a call back in November, and we talked, and that's what the Garrity Racing is. That's Ed and Hillary. And they brought a lot of sponsors. I brought some sponsors on board already for them. So we've been doing pretty good.
Sounds like it's ready to go. So again, to practice They moved it up again because there is weather coming, so hopefully they'll be able to get in some laps. Hopefully Mike will get in some laps, and then next week is the opener at Fulton.
That's correct, and we'll definitely be there for the opener.
Who do you want to say thanks to?
I want to say thanks to first and most is Ed and Hillary Garrity for letting me drive this car. And then I'd like to thank Big Four Tire for the sponsorship that they help with the car. And we got Kinsella Quarries and
Tommy himself, huh?
yeah, we have Schmidt Trucking, my buddy, the
yep.
Schmidt Trucking, the heavy haulers, and we got CNC Corporation, which is a tool and die machine, I do believe. We had the Van Loo septic system that I brought on board. I got a rock and roll band, Cousin Jake's, and we have Dave Cook, who owns Total Electric. And I definitely need to thank everybody on the crew, which is going to be everybody from Anthony, my brother Ed, my brother Ig, my brother Tim, my brother John, Demetria, and Bobby, my cousin, and then Rob, my brother's son-in-law. Them guys been busting their butts for the last Saturday, every Saturday. And my sister Elizabeth, she's put a lot into this car, so I want to thank her. J.C. Smith for some of the graphics. My daughter Stacy Lynn for doing a lot of the graphics. Just a lot, and we're still looking for a couple more people to get on board.
There you go. So practice tomorrow at Fulton. We did this about 6:30. We're going to put it up as soon as we get home. So Mike Watkins is back, and the Hobby Stock division is on the rise. Good luck with everything, Mike. Hope you have fun tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Doug. Hope so.